Hello, my name is Rez, and I'm a professional game programmer, and I do electrical engineering as a hobby. And it's that time of year again. It is December, so there is another crazy advent calendar. They didn't put one out this year, but this one was out, I don't know, several years ago. My partner Steph gave this to me along with all the other ones. This is from 8 Great Stuff to Make. And I'm particularly excited about this one because it is music related, which is a thing that I was interested in for a very long time. And my father actually spent a lot of time in the electronic music industry back when it was, like in the 70s, like when it was first starting. Worked for Roland in Japan for a long time. And so this is apparently what we're building. I'm going to stop looking at that because I want to be surprised by the things that are going to happen. So I don't remember it being cut open, but it was apparently opened. And this is what we begin with. This is a very funky thing that we'll be doing. I will probably be forced to cut this out and actually make the thing, even though I usually don't. But there we go. So we'll set that aside. This is the manual. The manuals are usually quite good quality. So that's what we've got there. And then, of course, the actual advent calendar itself. We have number 1, 2 are the usually quite large. I don't see 3. It looks like it's going to be one of the smaller ones probably. There it is. It's down here. 4, and so on. So I'm pretty excited. Apparently we get some really cool stuff in number 14. My strong suspicion is that we are going to get in here the proto board that we need, and probably some wire, and usually a bunch of stuff. And then 2 is when we're going to get like a speaker and all that kind of stuff. But we'll see. Who really knows at the end of the day? All right, let's open this. So yeah, there's definitely something in here. I can't actually open this. I have to kind of shake it out. There we go. Let's see what we got. And actually we get nothing. We just get this little guy. So this is a battery clip, or a battery holder. It's going to hold 3 AA batteries. That's going to give us 4.5 volts, which is a pretty standard operating voltage for things. And oh, there's an LED in here. So we've got a little LED here as well. It's a tiny one. Let me see if I can get this to focus. There we go. Yeah, so if I bring this up, you can really see it's a nice little LED. I wonder if there's something in here. Sometimes you can see like if there's like a little circuit or something in there. Because they're giving us only a single LED, my strong guess is that they're going to set it up so, like this already has some resistance in it. That's my guess. Most LEDs, if you just have a random LED off the shelf, you need to put it in series with the resistor or you're going to blow the LED. My suspicion is that that is not the case here. So let's look at the book. Let's see what the book tells us. I'm going to try and keep secrets out of this. So this is day 1. Let me just bend this over. Is this day 2? Yeah, okay. So I won't look at day 2. All right, day 1. Here we go. Let's see. With this, let me try and get this to autofocus a little better. Okay, with this electronic sound advent calendar, you'll build your own powerful sound machine. You'll be able to program tone sequences up to 256 individual notes and to create tones in Atari Punk console style with a 3 oscillator synthesizer. Over the course of 24 days, you'll perform little experiments to get to know all the components. Happy building. I love this already. The first door is kind of a gimme. I guess the second one's going to have our proto board and stuff. Okay, behind the first door. So we're going to get a green light emitting diode, an LED, and a battery holder for 3 AA batteries. We want to take the 3 batteries and put them. And then, they're just warning us here, like obviously you don't want to short them out. As a first experiment, it should light up. The LEDs included in this advent calendar come with an integrated series resistor such that they can be attached directly to power. Yeah, so if you just pull this out of any kind of random device, You know, I happen to have a Super Nintendo sitting next to me. If you were to pull it out of that, I just hooked it up to power, it would almost certainly just blow the LED. It'd just flash on real fast, and then, depending on how much voltage there was, it'd be black inside, and you'd be screwed. But that is not the case here. So the LED has to be connected the right way around. Don't look directly at it. That kind of stuff. So I don't really have a bunch of batteries, and I don't really want to waste a bunch of batteries on this. So I'm going to go a little more hardcore. And by a little more, I mean very little. And I'm going to use these guys. For those of you who have watched some of these before, and forgive the messiness of my desk, you might recognize that guy. This is a power supply, so I can set it to whatever voltage that I want. And that is what we're about to do. So I'm just going to hook this guy up. Now, the leads have to be hooked up correctly. Usually there's a flat end, and the flat end is the negative terminal. But there's also a long and a short one. The long one is the cathode. The short one is the anode. That's the technical name for them. And I always remember that they're in alphabetical order. So positive goes to the anode. Cathode is negative. There we go. So I've just set this up, and now I need to go over here and set this to 4.5 volts. And let's not screw our power. Let's just make sure that I don't break anything. Okay, that's probably fine. And we'll turn this on. And there it is. You can see it lit up, and that is day one. And that is a bright, I'm going to focus at the camera. That is a super bright LED. I have, giant fluorescent overhead lights on, but man, that is a bright LED. And that's it. I'll hook this actual battery thing up perhaps when we are building the thing so that I can kind of take it where I want. But for now, so that I'm not wasting batteries, I'm just going to use this power supply directly. And I can hook it up to this thing or whatever. That's the plan. So that's day one. Day one is super simple, but we got to open up the box, and I'm crazy excited for what happens next.